Hi, my name is Luisa Duran, and I'm going to talk to you about the components of the respiratory system. The respiratory system, as we said, has many functions besides helping us inhale, which is to breathe in, and exhale, which is to breathe out. And these functions vary between allowing us to talk and to smell. It helps us bring air to body temperature and humidity levels that are adequate. It delivers oxygen to the cells in our body. It removes waste gases, including carbon dioxide, from the body when we exhale. It also protects our airways from harmful substances and irritants. And there are various components in the respiratory system, as we said, and each one has their own functions. For example, the mouth and the nose are openings that pull air from outside the body into the respiratory system. The sinuses are hollow areas between the bones of the head that help regulate the temperature and humidity levels of the air when it comes inside our body. The pharynx or throat, it's a tube that delivers air from our mouth and nose to the windpipe. There's also the trachea, which connects the throat and the lungs. There are the bronchial tubes, which are little tubes that are at the bottom of the lungs and the windpipe that connect into each lung. There are also the lungs on their own, which are very important. And these are two organs that remove oxygen from the air in our body that passes through our blood and it changes it to oxygen, to clean oxygen. And, from our lungs and the bloodstream, they combined help to keep changing this carbon dioxide that is in our body into new and clean oxygen. And there are also other parts of the system that help make this exchange happen, which are the muscles and the bones that are working in this system. Two of those are the diaphragm and the ribs. The diaphragm is a muscle that helps our lungs pull air in and push it out. So it's constantly moving in order to help this happen. There are also the ribs, that are bones that surround and protect our lungs and our heart. And you can see it in the image. There are also other components that are more embedded in the lungs, which are part of the lung itself. And when we breathe out, our blood carries carbon dioxide and other weights out of the body. And other components that work in the lungs and the blood vessels in this process are the alveoli, which are tiny sacs in the lungs where the exchange of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide takes place. There are also the bronchioles, which are small branches of the bronchial tubes that lead into the alveoli. There are also the capillaries, which are blood vessels, tiny blood vessels in the alveoli walls that move oxygen and carbon dioxide, such as in the image in the right corner below. There are also the lung lobes, which are sections or parts of the lungs, and there are difference in, for example, you can see in the image here, in the lung there's only two lobes, and in the right one there's three lobes, and can help this separation can help to differentiate which part of the lung are we talking about. There's also the pleura, which is a tiny sac that surrounds each lobe and also each lung and also the heart. So it's kind of like a separator and helps us keep in their own sections every part of the lung. And there are all other components of the respiratory system that are working together in this exchange. One of them is the cilia, which are tiny hairs that move in kind of like a wave-like motion in order to filter dust and other irritants that are in our airways. There's the epiglottis, which is located right here, as it says in the image on the right, in the throat. And the epiglottis it's kind of like a tissue flap, and it is at the entrance of the trachea, and this closes, well, this helps to close and open the airways when we talk and when we eat. This in order to help us to not choke when we're eating and to be able to breathe when we're eating. And also there is the larynx, or most commonly known as the voice box, and this is a hollow organ that allows us to talk and to make sounds when the air moves breathe and out. So you can see there are many different parts that work together, and if we didn't have any of these parts, the entire system would possibly not work or not work correctly in the functions that it has. So there, each and every single one, even the smallest, are very important for this system.